This week we're heading to Louisiana. When we lived in Beijing, one of my wife's favorite places to eat was Ghost Street. Basically, it was Cajun food. So this week we're heading to Louisiana and having crawfish, and we're going to go boating to look at alligators. You know, as a young man, I did lots of camping in a teeny little scamp on BLM land. What I didn't realize is camping in a fifth wheel can be very different because you're generally going to places that are not quite so rough. Well, I'd like to talk about 3 different types of campsites that I've been using and the feeling I've been getting from each of them. First, I'd like to talk about Thousand Trails. You may have heard good stuff or bad stuff about them, or maybe not heard of them at all. But Thousand Trails is a club membership. So it costs maybe $300 a year, and you're allowed to camp as many times as you want with certain restrictions. And it depends on the level. I mean, if you spend like $6,000 joining them, there's a lot less restrictions than what I have. So for me, we're allowed to stay 2 weeks inside of 1,000 Trails and then have to leave for 1 week. They tend to follow the ocean, so there's nothing in the middle of America, really. The Thousand Trails campsites are good in that they're very inexpensive. Honestly, you can live at 1,000 Trails for less than what your utility bill would be back at home. Downside, potholes. Generally, it seems like a lot of the drive between different campsites is 90% pothole, 10% pavement. A good thing is you find lots of other families that are road schooling. That's homeschooling on the road. And that's a good thing. Bad thing, some of the families have realized that they can live there for virtually nothing and they're almost homeless. And of course you also find the families where you get 2 people with PhDs that happen to be traveling the United States and want to teach their kids. The 1,000 Trails cost about $50 a month to stay at 1,000 Trails, so it's super cheap. The second type of campground I'd like to talk about are high-end luxury resorts. The one that we recently stayed at Cajun Palms had gorgeous swimming pool with kiddie pool, splash, a pirate ship, drinks at the swimming pool, and it was $65. You could probably spend as much as $75 a night in the summer for a place like that. So you're really talking about $1,800 a month. The driveways are perfect. Somebody comes around every hour to pick up trash, so you just put your trash outside and they come get it. Very clean. I mean, very, very clean, and everything always works. But you're still packed in there like sardines. And some of these places aren't a resort. They're not that beautiful, and you're packed really like sardines. I mean, there's no room. And that feels like a Walmart parking lot. And you can still spend $60 a night for that. So occasionally a resort can be nice because you get a nice swimming pool and some attractions. It can be a little bit expensive on the pocketbook. And honestly, it never quite feels like home to me because you're packed in so tight. The third place are government camping grounds. And so this could be a city campground, be something by the county. It could be a state park. It could be a national park. Those sorts of places are inexpensive. So we're talking $25 a night. So $750 a month. And people are spaced out. You usually have utilities. And usually it's off in the country. It can be very beautiful. But if you wanted to go to nice restaurants, probably not. There's nothing around. You're in the countryside. You'll probably go to small hometown grocery stores. Honestly, I don't know if it's due to my age, but I've started to enjoy the state parks most. And so I will probably try and find as many state parks as I can, and maybe even city parks. Piggly Wiggly.